Hi everyone, it's Jay here, and these are the manga and manhwa releases for the second half of February. We're going to start with Kodansha, Battle Angel Alita Mars Chronicle Volume 10. The operation to track down Yoko is interrupted when Guy Apollo launches an ambush in the night. A clever trap does some damage, but Keion knows a duel is inevitable, and that he must put everything on the line. Meanwhile, Yoko's solo adventuring leads her to a monumental discovery. If only she understood its significance. A new series called I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day. Death lurks behind a mysterious orphanage where children train to become magical weapons of war. Among them is Sheena, who longs to stop the fighting and end the conflict. On one gruesome night, Sheena meets a strange girl covered in blood, with a smile on her face. The mysterious girl turns out to be a secret weapon, an immortal child soldier named Mimi. When the two become roommates, there is growing tension and attraction. How will the peace-loving Sheena live with someone who welcomes death? Volume 2 of My Noisy Roommate, The Roof Over My Head comes with monsters and a hottie. Osuke Kuro is loved by all kinds of creepy ghosts and ghouls, while Nijio Yuki has such powerful spiritual energy, it scares off any spirit around. This unlikely duo, who seem worlds apart, have now teamed up together to help the supernatural relocate and find safer places to live. When a new job comes in, Osuke and Nijio are tasked to stay overnight in an inescapable mansion. Bless Volume 4. It takes a village to nurture talent, and Jun's mother is proud to see her daughter take flight. Aya's support system comes from Mirror, where he gets on-the-job experience along with a heavy dose of tough love. With every moment devoted to pursuing their passion, Jun and Aya reflect on what it takes to make it in the fashion and beauty world. Is it time for Jun and Aya to shine, or will the pressure burn them out? Blue Lock Volume 17. As they entered the second half of the Blue Lock 11 versus Under-20s Japan match, our main players each vied to be the first to reach a flow state. The ensuing clash of egos kicked up their level of play, but can they claw their way to victory? A standalone called Hauntress. Hiroshi Mori is an ordinary college student, leading an unremarkable life, until one day he hears someone ringing his neighbor's doorbell over and over again. He goes out onto the landing and finds a strange woman in a trench coat, whose tenacious attention soon transfers to him. Stalked and harassed by this monstrous woman, Hiroshi tries to find out the truth about her before she ruins his life completely. Shangri-La Frontier Volume 15. Pentagon's mad reign of terror continues as she tortures another member of Team Star Rain with her evil tactics. Unfortunately, she's gone too deep in her roleplay as a villain and forgotten her main purpose. Volume 4 of the Blue Wolves of Mibu. The Mibu Roshigumi are official. With the backing of the powerful Aizu clan, they at last feel financially secure in pursuing their sworn goal of protecting the peace of Kyoto. If they're going to be around for the long haul, however, a recognizable uniform will go a long way in making their presence felt. Your Lie in April Omnibus 3. With Kaori nowhere to be seen at the gala concert, Kosei is forced to perform alone. As he plays, he confronts painful memories and finds a link connecting him to the audience, his late mother, and even himself. Meanwhile, Tsubaki struggles to find truth within her complicated feelings for Kyosei. Is he like a little brother, a childhood friend, or something more? This new 600-page omnibus includes volumes 7, 8, and 9, as well as newly published color art, translation notes, and a new, larger size. From Yen Press we have A Business Proposal Volume 8. To marry or not to marry? That has always been the question on Harry's mind since she started dating Teimu, but thanks to his endless patience and the chairman's Oscar-worthy performance, she finally makes up her mind. But on the very day she decides to pop the question, disaster strikes. Assorted Entanglements Volume 7. Memories from Shizuku's troubled past have gotten between her and Saori. They share too much. Their hopeless loves, the ways they push each other away when they need companionship the most, their anxieties about replacing and being replaced. But maybe if Saori swallows her pride and chases after Shizuku, they can make up. Bocce the Rock Volume 6. Hitori Bocce Goto may dream of becoming a rock legend, but she and the rest of Kesoku Band have a long way to go before they can pay the bills with their musical skills alone. and graduation is approaching fast. Thoughts of the future can wait, however, as all the employees of Starry are pitching in to throw Seika a birthday concert over the holidays. Bungo Stray Dogs 1 Volume 10. In this volume of the Bungo Stray Dogs Comfort series, there's a hot pot potluck party at the Armed Detective Agency, and it sounds fun. But did Dazai just put something in the broth? And back in the dark era, Ango hatches a plot to get one over on his drinking buddies. Clamp Premium Collection Tokyo Babylon Volume 6. Subaru Sumeragi is a powerful omnioji who solves the supernatural troubles that plague the citizens of Tokyo, both living and deceased. Thanks to the extreme actions of a grieving mother, Seishiro has suffered a grave injury. How will Subaru face him, and what will become of the mother's son after her crimes are broadcast for the world to see? Deadmount Deathplay Volume 13. Shibuya is in peril, as the twisted werewolves left behind in the abandoned hospital reveal the truth behind the corpse hunts, but as the battle reaches a fever pitch, the ensuing chaos threatens to call forth a new disturbance that Polka could never have predicted. Detroit Become Human Tokyo Stories Volume 2. 2038 Tokyo. Japan's android idol Reina has disobeyed orders, becoming a deviant to protect the human girl, Suzune. The two set out on a journey to find the girl's parents. There they find two androids with a close connection to them, Seiji and Takumi. With free will in hand, the androids launch their revolution. God Bless the Mistaken Volume 4. Having found a family in his housemates and friends, Kon's the happiest he's ever been. But when Maruko suddenly announces that she'll be moving out of the shared house, Kon is faced with the reality that things won't be the same forever, and must finally decide if he wants to tell everyone his big secret, regardless of whether they accept him or not. Handyman Saito in Another World Volume 6. To obtain the golden armor, Saito's group must race against the legendary party who guard the labyrinth, the Septicolor Knights. But in an unexpected turn of events, the armor steals control of Saito's body. Could this be the party's golden opportunity to finally track down Railzar? Honey Lemon Soda Volume 8. Finally, Kai and Uka have both admitted their feelings for each other. But does having feelings for each other mean dating? What is dating anyway? With a bit of worry and a lot of joy, Uka has finally become the girlfriend of the person she loves. Imitation Volume 5. Maha and Ryok are successfully enjoying each other's company while keeping their relationship a secret from the public eye. And while love and work are both going well, the appearance of a rookie idol named Eden, who shares an eerie resemblance to Yunjo, stirs up some trouble for Shax, not to mention that Eden seems to have his eyes set on Maha, and that's out on the 18th of February. Kill the Villainess Volume 1. Eris Myserian knows the fate that awaits her. After losing her promised husband, the Crown Prince, to Helena, a daughter of a disgraced count, Eris poisons her rival as an act of revenge. But after her plan is foiled, she is sentenced to death while Helena and the prince get to live there happily ever after. Or that is what happens in the novel Eris was reading in her past life, before she woke up in this world. Now, desperate to return to her own world, she'll do everything that she can to escape what the world has laid out for her, and find a way back to her real life. Laid Back Camp, Volume 16. It's Golden Week. Rin is out on her motorcycle, and Nadeshiko is making plans for the trip to Gunma, and it looks like their inexperienced new member, the one who likes to draw and has a part-time job, is at an outdoor shop. They might be doing something too. Love of Kill After the File Volume 14. Boss pulled some strings, and Rianka and Chateau have become the superintendents of a small, run-down apartment building on the outskirts of town. To the residents, they're no more than a pair of adorable newlyweds, enjoying a quiet daily life, but that peace is cut short when the sound of an unsettling incident echoes throughout the countryside. Mieruko-chan Volume 6. Miko used to live a normal life, until one day she could see everything. Everywhere she turned, she could see monsters. In this one, Miko still can't get the hang of it. Every time she looks Michiro's way, she can't quite see around the tentacles. But Michiro seems nice, and the tentacle things are protecting Miko from some of the ghastly ghouls hanging around. Still, the tentacles seem more and more hostile toward Hana as time marches on, which only deepens Miko's alarm. Riviere and the Land of Prayer Volume 2. In the Land of Prayer, those who pray at the cathedral have a small chance for their wish to be granted. But wishes are not without their downsides, and some find themselves cursed by their own desires. That's where Riviere and her new assistant Macmillia come in. Riviere's shop specializes in lifting these curses, and the requests continue to pour in. But when Riviere and Macmillia encounter a mysterious masked girl, the secret she hides might be more interesting than any curse. Solo Leveling Volume 11. Jinwoo makes a public declaration that he will protect his family and friends no matter what. But when a close ally is killed in a sudden attack by the otherworldly monarchs, Jinwoo is forced to re-examine who it is he wants to protect, and just how far he'll go to do so. Sugar Apple Fairy Tale Volume 4. When Anne heard of a money-making opportunity for candy crafters, she took on the job request with gusto. But the task turns out to be tougher than she imagined when the Duke of Philax repeatedly rejects all her work with no explanations whatsoever. Find out how it all ends for Anne in the final volume of this fairy tale. We have a new series called Sword Art Online Ordinal Scale. 2 years after 10,000 players were trapped in the VR world and forced to participate in the impossible death game known as Sword Art Online, VR technology has only continued to evolve. A state-of-the-art AR device called the Augma has risen to prominence, becoming a near-essential part of everyday life, as well as the exclusive home of an MMORPG called Ordinal Scale. Blurring the lines between fantasy and reality, Ordinal Scale quickly captures the attention of Kirito and his friends, who decide to start playing. But things take a turn when Kirito gets word of SAO bosses appearing inside this new world. The Executioner and Her Way of Life Volume 6. After a deadly battle with Pandemonium, Menno and the others narrowly emerge victorious. Despite Pandemonium's last words leaving them uneasy, they head towards their next destination, the Sword of Salt, in order to kill Akari. However, the armed criminal organization Iron Chain stands in their way. The Guy She Was Interested In Wasn't a Guy at All, Volume 2. Aya's found out that the guy she was interested in isn't a guy at all, and she's also realized that she just can't keep her cool around Mitsuki. The two haven't quite put a name on their complex, earnest feelings, but they only grow as the pair continues to bond over the music they love. With their senior year at hand, future plans are coming into question. The Star Seekers Volume 6. After believing themselves to be betrayed once more, Star One is at their lowest. They're able to escape, but it comes at a cost. Now, without any help, the boys of Destiny know they must confront the Dragon of the End that's coming to destroy their world. The Three-Body Problem Comic Edition Volume 2. Wang Miao delves deeper into the frontiers of science, seeking understanding of their goals and the nature of the mysterious countdown flashing before his eyes. But he receives nothing but a cryptic command: stop your nanomaterial research. Uncertain whether to trust Shen Yufei's words, Wang Miao decides to test out the virtual reality game she's been playing, and in it he discovers a tale of a strange, alien civilization. The Villainess Turns the Hourglass Volume 6. The day of battle is approaching, and though Lady Isis has a growing uneasiness about the whole thing, the gears have been set into motion and it is much too late to stop them. The World After We Fall Volume 9. Jaehan's long struggle in the vast realm of chaos has come to a head. Between him and the entryway to Abyss stands an elite force of masters 100 strong. But Jaehan has come too far to turn back. He will climb higher, even if it means paying the ultimate price. Tied to You Volume 4. Rusei's heart has been swayed, and Jigyeon is determined to win it over completely, once and for all. But when Jisuk reveals his brother has been deceiving Rusei, all the lies, manipulations, and mind games are laid bare to Russo. Will he choose to stay tied to Jigyeon? Unholy Blood Volume 5. Haiyan and Aintu are off to investigate the mysterious Project 0101. Their road trip takes a detour, however, as Haiyan follows a lead on her missing memories, Johan, her childhood friend. But when she approaches him, trying to initiate a 10-year reunion, he claims he doesn't know her. A new series called Victoria of Many Faces. Victoria's peaceful everyday existence has begun. Ever since she retired from the espionage world, Victoria's been living as a civilian, just like she's always dreamed of. But her past as a spy is hard to run from. Even though she turned her back on danger, it can't stop danger from finding her. So when she meets Nonna, a young girl totally on her own in the world, Victoria has to decide what's truly important to her, peace or her new friend. Villains are Destined to Die Volume 7. Just when Penelope and Callisto think they're safe, a torrential wave plunges them deep into the ocean. All Penelope can focus on is getting out alive, and with Eccles' affection meter reaching 99%, she can't afford to dwell on the other love interests. Her coming-of-age ceremony is swiftly approaching, which means the end of hard mode follows right behind. When I say I am desperate to get my hands on this, I am desperate. It has been a year since the last release, and I hope Volume 8 takes less time to release. Volume 4 of Witch Life in a Micro Room. After being promoted to B-rank witches, things were meant to be smooth sailing for Madgay and Ririka. More jobs, more money, less problems. But when Madgay's formidable sister appears, determined to drag Madgay back to the village, their partnership hangs by a thread. Oshinoko, Volume 9. While in the legend-filled town of Takachiho for B. Komachi's music video shoots, Ruby learned that the murder of Ai didn't fall on just one culprit. Someone is still out there living a carefree life, and she just can't let that be. Goblin Slayer, A Day in the Life, Volume 2. As winter approaches, Guild Girl and Cowgirl find beauty in the wait for returning adventurers. And in the shadows, a party known as the Runners pursues adventure without the promise of glory. A new series called Helena and Mr. Big Bad Wolf. Helena has always found her strength through stories. When her father left and didn't come home one night, and when Arthur, her only brother, got into an accident, reading and creating stories was what kept Helena going. By a stroke of luck, she attends an autograph signing of her favourite author, Mr. Big Bad Wolf, and the two grow closer, bonding over their shared love for storybooks. The cold, reserved man with a wolf head is shrouded in mystery, but perhaps he has a gentler side only Helena can see. Trigun Maximum Deluxe Edition Volume 4 from Dark Horse Comics. While Vash the Stampede fights to stop his evil brother, Knives, from exterminating humanity on planet Gunsmoke, a fleet of Earth starships arrives to rescue their long-lost human brethren. Can they avert genocide if Vash fails, or will Knives ramrod the last roundup? This 672-page hardcover deluxe edition contains volumes 10, 11, and 12. Cat and Gamer Volume 7. Office worker Riko Kozakura continues to learn and grow with her two cats. With twice the fun, twice the laughs, and twice the trouble, Kozakura has her work cut out for her. Leveling up in skills, surprises, and adventures, Riko discovers what it's like living with two cats. Father, I Don't Want This Marriage Volume 2 from Inklaw. Juvelian, infamous daughter of the legendary Duke Floyen, must rebuild her reputation if she's going to survive the events that ended her previous life. Amid scandalous rumours of a secret lover, she makes careful plans for her reformed debut at an aristocratic birthday party. But finding a suitable date to the event proves more difficult than Juvelian expected. When she discovers that her father is making plans of his own, ones that see her married off to the tyrannical crown prince, Juvelian is determined to thwart them. The only problem is she'll need to convince Max, her father's unpredictable protege, to join in on the scheme. This volume collects episodes 15 to 31 of the webcomic. From Titan Comics, we have a new series called Speedgrapher. When photojournalist Saiga manages to infiltrate Roppongi Club, he discovers Kagura, a young girl whose touch bestows incredible and horrific powers. Now, anyone Saiga captures on film is doomed to die. The click of the shutter as sure as a trigger pull. Working for God in a Godless World Volume 2. Yukito and Mitama face a painful betrayal that leads to the emergence of powerful adversaries. Their struggle to protect their newfound home and the death-fearing villagers escalates into a gripping battle against an Archon that tests their strength and resolve. Farewell My Odin Volume 1. Against the backdrop of the harsh 11th century England emerges a blood-soaked saga of violence and vengeance. It tells the legend of Luke, who faces hardships from birth but overcomes the suffering he endures to become one of the most feared and powerful warriors in all of the lands. The young boy's journey begins in the wilderness, where he nurtures his animality as a part of the wolf pack. In the medieval realm, survival demands savagery and cunning, skills that he has learned through affliction. From Viz Media we have Chojin X Volume 8. Operation Old Market. The drug bust Tokyo and his friends are attempting to pull off on a tight deadline. It's going just as badly as everyone at Yamato Mori expected. In the midst of a high-speed foot chase that could be their big break, Tokyo hears a sudden Chojin call. He knows he doesn't have time to be distracted, but can he afford to ignore this strange clarion? Hirayasumi Volume 4. Christmas is right around the corner, but when Natsumi ends up hosting a holiday party, she runs into a bit more trouble than she bargained for. Hunter x Hunter 3-in-1 Edition Volume 1. When Country Boy Gon decides to follow in his father's footsteps and become a legendary hunter, he embarks across the perilous sea to take the hunter exam. After he finally finds the elusive exam hole, the other hunter hopefuls prove deadly serious, and the tests are wild and wicked. Will Gon's plucky spirit and courageous heart be enough to carry him closer to his dream? Maggie Lumiere Magical Girls Inc. Volume 6. A lot is riding on Kana, Koshigaya, and the new Alice system, but how can Maggie Lumiere's Magical Girls make a good impression on their very important audience when their ruthlessly efficient rival is stepping on their toes? Volume 15. Mission Yosakura Family. The Yosakura siblings finally manage to track down the missing Kyoichiro. Tayo rushes to join them, but something is clearly wrong with the eldest brother. A new series called Mujina Into the Deep. Terumi Morgan bitterly accepts that he shouldn't expect a lot from life. He just wants to meet his deadlines at work and watch some videos in peace. But then an unexpected sick day sends him on a collision course with two people who will change his world forever. A runaway kid and a 30-something Mujina assassin. Suddenly life is expecting a lot more from him. Rooster Fighter Volume 7. While Elizabeth attempts to rescue their father, Keiji and Kisuke join the battle with Hikari, the devil bent on destroying the two Rooster brothers. Hikari has transformed into the ultimate expression of his evil power, and it appears nothing can stop him. Twin Star Exorcists Volume 33. Now that the king of the Kegari has awakened, the exorcist must resort to desperate measures to protect the world. Kaiju Number 8 Volume 12. Hoshina is still facing off against Number 12, the finished project that Number 10 served as the prototype for. Even worse, Number's Weapon 10 won't output more than 83% unleashed combat power, making this battle even more of a struggle for Hoshina. My Name is Shingo Volume 4. The robot may be separated from Satoru and Marin, but his consciousness and personality continue to flourish. Now taking the name Shingo, he encounters new potential friends, and some diabolical enemies intent on capturing and harnessing the secrets behind his awakening. Spirited Away Film Comic All-in-One Edition. This is Spirited Away, but in a deluxe hardcover volume. Read to see Chihiro whisked away into a world of fantastic spirits, ruled over by the sorceress Yubaba. Status Royale Volume 2. Mission Success. Vel and her new Team Guillotine teammates, Henry and Pepper, advance to the next round of their Esports tournament debut. Not only has Vel impressed her gamer idol, but Team Guillotine's surprising win also catches the eye of wealthy entrepreneur Shay Chevalier, who's looking for an underdog story as her next trendy investment. But the game is not over yet. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Volume 20. Rudeus was living a happy, newlywed life together with his wife, but the sudden arrival of his two younger sisters makes things a lot more complicated. While Aisha is a bona fide child prodigy, only too happy to help out around the house, Norn is incredibly average and wants nothing to do with a big brother she loathes. To get away from Rudeus, she's gone off to live alone in the dorms at the University of Magic, but life at school isn't treating her well. Now she's withdrawn into her room, shutting herself off from the world. Is it time for a big brother to intervene? Hate Me But Let Me Stay Volume 3. Naoto spends happy days with his husband Hazuki as they do their best to balance work, school, and family life. Meanwhile, Shizuku grapples with her anxiety over the results of her second gender examination. Can she master her fears and share the results with Naruto and her family? Royal Tailor, Clothier to the Crown, Volume 3. Hannah is a human woman who works as a tailor for the royal family. She prefers making clothes to solving mysteries, but when the king himself asks her for help, she can't say no. The king is worried that one of his wives is trying to kill him, so he asks Hannah to use her position as a tailor to discreetly get close to the suspects. Can Hannah pull the pieces together and unveil what's going on? The New Recruit, Volume 2. In college, Sung-hyun pursued both a master's degree and unrequited love. Now, not only is he single, but he's the oldest intern at AR Creative. Worse, he's been assigned to work under the extremely handsome but super strict Mr. Kim. Quite unexpectedly, the aloof Mr. Kim develops a soft spot for his subordinate, but before anything becomes serious, Sung-hyun nips their romance in the bud when he discovers that the boss's ex is none other than the guy he was pining for during his student days. Are the two just a flash in the pan, or are they headed towards a full-on office romance? Wild Roses and Pretenders Volume 2. This is the final volume of the BL series, so if you're looking for a short BL manga series, this could be for you. Tokyo Revengers, A Letter from Kisuke Baji, Volume 3. To get Chifuyu Matsuno and Ryusei Sato back, Toman's 1st Division captain Kisuke Baji goes into the Lion's Den to face off against his old rival, one of Yotsuya Kaiden's founding members. Could this lead to a gang war in which Chifuyu and Baji's side is severely outnumbered? Lonely Castle in the Mirror Volume 5. This is the final volume of the series, so go pick it up to find out how it all ends. Reincarnated as a Dragon Hatchling Volume 7. Nina is getting sick from Elucia's dragon scale powder, and he's not sure she'll make it. Servamp Volume 21. Servamp means a servant vampire in this case, and in this volume the Count's return draws closer by the moment. Having successfully assimilated the power of his demon, Kuro returns to Tokyo along with Mahiru. However, the ritual to begin the Count's resurrection has started early, triggering disasters throughout the city. Love is an Illusion, The Queen, Volume 2. After a night of passion cut short, Sunga was shocked to discover that his alpha boss, Dojim, has gone back to her clingy lover. Sunga knows the whole thing is his fault, but still can't stand to be around Dojim any longer, so he does what any rational person would do, pens a letter of resignation and runs straight into the arms of another alpha. A new series called It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love. Sana, a fan of the influencer Kanato, who is rumoured to attend the same high school, finally encounters him, only to find out he's on the verge of expulsion. Determined to prevent this, Sana takes on the role of managing the school's social media. From holding hands to hugs and almost kisses, days filled with sweet thrills beyond her imagination are about to begin. The Valiant Must Fall Volume 4. After Shino confides in her sister, Enka decides to let Shino go, making it clear she will stop anyone who tries to kill their mother. Shino and Haruyasu go to retrieve the Seisho Seki that Shino previously hid, but they discover Shino's brother, Ikumatsu, has stolen it. From Tokyo Pop, we have Volume 2 of The Person I Loved Asked Me to Die in My Sister's Stead. 23 years after becoming guardian of the pre-dawn realm, Wisteria is joined by none other than Lord Bright's son. Lloyd seeks the sacred blade, Sartis, and will only return home once he's defeated Wisteria and claimed the sword for himself. Wisteria has agreed to train him, but why does he want Sartis so badly? Sanctify Volume 3. Having discovered the whereabouts of the last surviving member of the Corrupted, Lance and Gil make their final advance towards the killer at the centre of this case. As Gilbert's lies unravel before Lance's eyes, the unholy truth threatens to tear apart the partnership they forged. This exclusive edition features an elegant gold foil cover, full-colour interior art pages, and a set of 2 5x7-inch collector's art cards inside. This reincarnated countess is trying to escape from her prince, Volume 2. Despite being reincarnated as the heroine of a teen love novel, Countess Sherazade is determined to avoid the heroine's tragic fate, and she'll do that by making sure she never, ever marries the prince. But Prince Rembrandt has other ideas. From Square Enix, we have Dragon and Chameleon Volume 2. Renowned manga artist Gario Hanagami has lost his name and fame to a cold-blooded imposter. Stuck in the body of rookie Shinobu Miyama, he manages to secure an invitation to Shonen Wonder's exclusive serialization bootcamp. There, he's pitted against talented up-and-comers dubbed supernovas for the chance to draw a weekly series with a guaranteed anime adaptation. Will Hanagami reclaim his glory, or will he be outshone by his new peers? The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl Volume 9. Himuro, the descendant of a snow spirit, has learned that his cool yet warm-hearted colleague, Fuyutsuki, is going to be moving abroad to work at one of their company's branch offices. He's decided that he's going to finally tell her that he has feelings for her before it's too late. How will Fuyutsuki respond to his blunt, awkward confession of love? Those are the releases for the second half of February. There's quite a lot there to choose from, which is good, but not good for our bank balances. Feel free to use the code JaysManga on SciFier.com. It'll get you an extra 5% off their already very cheap prices. I hope there was something there that you want to buy. Have a lovely manga buying month, everyone. Bye!